"Careful!" Marie shouted and dragged the old man out of the way, who had almost been hit by a car. "Are you okay?" Marie asked. "I think so," Mr. Bass said in a frightened voice. Marie saw that the elderly man was very scared, so she decided to accompany him home. They got to talking on the way, and Marie found out that Mr. Bass lives alone. When she walked him home, he invited her to tea with buns that he baked himself. Marie agreed, feeling that he lacked live communication. When they went inside, she saw one photo on the old man's desk. It shocked Marie so much that she could barely stand on her feet. "What is this photo?" she asked Mr. Bass. "This is my son's wedding photo." "Your whom?" Marie was so shocked that she was speechless. Mr. Bass, seeing the girl's reaction, was scared because she turned pale all over. He put her down in a chair and she suddenly began to cry. Marie said the man in the photo was her father. "My father didn't tell me anything about you. I thought you were dead." Mr. Bass sat down next to Marie and shed tears, not expecting to see his granddaughter. A man could not even dream of such a thing. He said that he refused to communicate with his own son. He thought Richard would follow in the family's footsteps and work in a bakery, making bread according to old recipes. But he decided to devote himself to creating new technologies that Mr. Bass disliked and feared so much. One day, on the advice of his son, he used modern equipment to bake bread. But this bread was so tasteless that it spoiled the reputation of Mr. Bass's bakery. And Mr. Bass didn't understand how it was possible to live on all these phones and not notice real life. Listening to this, Marie understood why his house is filled with retro things that no one has been using for a long time. Mr. Bass refuses to accept the new world, as well as Richard's decision to develop this world further. Marie asked him to speak to his son, but Mr. Bass refused. But he was willing to talk to his granddaughter, so he invited her to his birthday party. Realizing how much Mr. Bass loves old things, she gave him an old model wristwatch. He was delighted with this gift, and they had a great birthday party. But on the same night, Mr. Bass became ill. He got out of bed and suddenly fell to the floor. He got a heart attack, and he couldn't call an ambulance. But the ambulance came to him without his call. Mr. Bass was immediately taken to the hospital, and in the morning, Marie and Richard came to visit him. "Father, hello. I was so scared for you. How did you know I was here?" Richard told him that the gift watch contained a chip that he had been working on for many years. The chip allows you to determine when the person who wears it becomes ill, and the signal about this goes to the phone of relatives. As soon as Richard received the alert, he immediately called an ambulance, so he was able to prevent the death of his father. "Thank you, Richard. You saved me, and I, the old fool, ignored you for so long because of my principles." Richard smiled at his father and took his hand. Both men shed tears, but were happy that they were able to meet and reconcile. Accept your children's choices, even if you have seen their future very differently. Only they can know what will make them truly happy.